Tim Love, Chief Executive Officer of Omnicom, one of the largest advertising firms in the world, made a recent trip to Murray State's campus to share some insight into the advertising world.
I think there's an opportunity for all the schools, communications schools, to do a better job of examining communications history. There was a fair amount of that going on in the 60s when Marshall McLuhan was, who was an anthropologist and an English professor, was writing so many provocative pieces about the electronic technology. And I know there's still a lot of books being written, but they're not like he did. He went back and studied communications from the time of caveman and hieroglyphics, and thought about what kind of dynamics were happening in messaging and communicating. And he basically, to short stroke it, talked about the importance of the Gutenberg printing press because it was the first time people could transfer ideas and kind of relook at history or create history and how they wanted to interpret it. But that coincided with the canal system in Europe, which was the internet at the time. And McLuhan had a way of looking at that whole thing holistically. And I think that I would recommend that a student take international history. The only thing with international history when I was in university is it kind of left out that 50 years in China, and the China history was not covered very well. Culture, I would say a cultural understanding, sociology, a consumer research course is very helpful. And of course language, I think, is just, when I got out of college, I asked what language should I learn to go into this international business, and you'll remember it was German. Yeah. And then in the 70s, it was got to learn Japanese because the Japanese are, taking over the world and buying Rockefeller Center and all that. But now it's clearly Mandarin. This is, Bob, this is, I think, the hottest issue, and our industry's right in the middle of it, and we don't know it, and we've been quiet about it. History has shown us that what we learn from history is we don't learn from history. What's an inconvenient truth in some geographies quickly becomes an undeniable truth, and that is that our words, our actions are not as invisible as they once were to other people. They're much more visible. And the issue of privacy and control of communications has never been more prevalent.